As an age-old love, I have loved you. I love those words from Jeremiah, which in turn gave us our instruction as to what hymn, what hymn to choose as we entered for Mass this evening. The hymn, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have called you, and you are mine. I think it's a great way to reflect this evening on just what God has in store for you and me. You see, in today's gospel, we hear what we think is Jesus not wanting to acknowledge this Canaanite woman. But if we really take a look at what the gospel is writing, the gospel writer was writing, we have to remember that in the book of Matthew, the audience at the time that this gospel was written was addressed to the Jewish community. And so it was unheard of that anyone from Canaan, let alone a woman, address a prophet, a Messiah, a teacher, anyone who was considered close with the God. And so a Canaanite woman comes to Jesus, and so Jesus gives the response that the people were expected to hear. But what we're told and what we are instructed actually through the gospel writer's message is that a Canaanite woman, first, even in her lowliness, gave homage to Christ. Even though she knew she would not be accepted, she still humbled herself to place herself to give him reverence and acknowledge him as the Messiah, the Christ. Her faith was that strong that she did not question her humility. She believed in it. And through that humility, she was persistent. Now, her persistency isn't something that we are instructed that, well, if we just keep asking God over and over and over, He'll eventually tell us and give us what we want. That's not how God works. You see, my brothers and sisters, when God encourages us to, doesn't ask us to be persistent, He asks of us to be consistent in our prayer, to walk with Him always, to talk with Him always. If we're consistent with Him, which leads to being persistent in our journey, then the prayer doesn't change God. It changes us. When we remain steadfast and strong with Christ as our center, then whatever the trials and tribulations are that come upon us, they fall to the wayside. They don't overwhelm us when we keep Christ at the center. The Canaanite woman believed He was going to do what she asked of Him. Her trust was there. When He denied, it's almost like when we don't hear an answer our first time around. She didn't give up. She trusted. She knew that the love that He had for mankind was greater than any love that walked the face of the earth. So may we rest assured this evening, and as we lay our heads to sleep tonight, may we know without a shadow of a doubt that we can sing those words, hearing God say, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have called you, and you are mine. Amen.